So I got the bar all painted up, and I'm gonna put it on the monster, and I noticed outside edge I'd missed. Now I put 3 coats of paint on it, and the weather's been so icky and cool that it just didn't cure properly. So I put the 3rd coat on it. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of orange peeled. So after I realized I missed the outside edge, I put a coat on, and I was going to sand all this down before I put the 2nd coat on, and the sandpaper started taking all the paint off. Yeah. So it's kind of, my fingernail, I can just, most places anyways, I can just peel it right off. So what I'm going to do, the steel obviously has some kind of coating on it. It's preventing the paint from sticking. So I gotta scrape off the paint that wants to come off, and I gotta wipe it down with acetone and get the oily stuff off of there. And I'm actually going to use primer this time. Yeah, paint's come off really easy. Let's see what'll actually stick this time. It's a little more time than it's going to take. Yeah, wow. But that's okay, because I can't really do what I want with the monster yet anyways until I get the batteries. It turns out, kind of figured the government was dragging their heels. It was just taking so long. So if I hadn't heard from them by Friday, I was going to call yesterday. And while I was out, before I had a chance to call, my social worker called the house a couple of times. And roommate was asleep, so she left messages. So my roommate called me up and said that my social worker called a couple of times this morning. I thought they had my phone number and my cell number, but apparently all they had was the house phone. And according to her, she tried to call a couple of weeks ago. She didn't call the house phone, she didn't call me, so I don't know what number she called, but never got that information. So I found out why it's taken so long. Where I got the monster is quite a distance away. Part of the reason I never got new batteries right off the start, because they were, right from day one, they've been leaking acid, so they should have been covered under warranty. But one of the reasons it didn't was because the distance that they would have to come to get the old batteries and bring the new ones, and I understood that. Just kind of a little bit of leniency, I guess. I could push it if I wanted to, but I didn't. So turns out that's the problem ODSB has. They'll pay for the batteries, they don't mind that, but they don't want to pay the delivery charge to get the batteries here from Barrie. And I understand, I get that. So basically what she said is she wants me to find a closer source. Not a problem. So I gotta do that today. But what I'm gonna do is the replacement batteries I was originally gonna get are a little bit too big for the monster, they're a little too long. So I was going to do some modifications to it, but I might not have to do that now. Oh, that's just interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up, I'm going to measure the batteries that are in there and get highest capacity batteries that will fit the dimensions of that. I kind of like 100 amp hour batteries. The ones that are in there right now are 79s. 100 would definitely be better. The monster would get more mileage for sure. But it depends on the size, whether they'll fit or not. So the width, I don't think I can go any wider. I could probably go a little bit higher, but as far as the length is, I would have to do some modifying and put my fiberglassing skills to work. I don't have a problem with that. It's just the time it's going to take, and now I'm so financially tapped right now. So, anyways, as I'm sitting here talking, and I just noticed something rather interesting. One bar here, where the weld is, there's a hole. So they didn't complete the weld in there. And I had a little hole for all the salt crap to get inside. And that was kind of my comment when I said, oh, nice. So that's kind of interesting. So, what I'm going to do right now is get as much paint off of this as I can. Now, some of it's actually not too bad. It is actually sticking a little bit, but not good enough. Where? Okay. Stop it. This isn't actually going as easy as I expected it to. Ow. Again, ow. Okay. Okay, so at this point, I am thinking the paint was actually sticking, because now it doesn't want to come off. I can really peel at it, but so maybe it just wasn't cured 100%. I don't know, but it's not wanting to come off all that right now. So I think it's time to hit the power tools. Let the electricity do the work for me. That's going to take forever doing it this way. Yeah, now let's see what damage we can do. Yeah, down here. I just don't have that to work. Hopefully that's, didn't really look level, but hopefully it's not too bad. It's going to be interesting. Gotta be a better way to do this. the extension cord. I got some room to play. Wow. I think what I'm going to do, some of it's sticking pretty good, so I think I'm just going to go over it. Whatever wants to come off, comes off. Whatever doesn't want it can stay. It's just going to take too long to do all this. A lot of effort, too. Almost done. Oh my goodness. Okay, now that the metal's all scratched to crap, you may have noticed by now I'm back to Mr. Bulky. The main reason I didn't like this watch is because for whatever reason they used elastic on here to hold it on. I like the Velcro bands. The thing I don't like about them is my wrists are so narrow, and you get this big plastic tab that sticks out and catches on everything. So the first thing I do is usually rip those off. It makes that a whole lot easier. But they used elastic on here, and it's just it wore out in like maybe a month, so it just kind of flops all over the place. But to get the numbers big enough for me to read without my glasses, I need a fair size watch. But this thing is just huge. And I put my sweater on, it catches on everything, and it's starting to rip the cuffs of my jackets. So that's why I went with the new watch with the little blue rings on it. Unfortunately, if you have an analog watch and it's got the little thing on the side, you pull it out to move the hands. Well, somebody was asking about it one day, and I went to show them how it worked, and I pulled that out, and the whole thing just came right out. Stuck it back in, and it hasn't worked since. It's stuck at 5 to 12. The time it was when I broke it. So I'm not impressed. That watch actually cost me more than this one. So, and unfortunately right now I can't afford to get another one. So, I'm stuck with this for now. Not impressed. They make stuff so cheap these days. Okay, that's enough of that. Oh god. Just do a real quick sanding. Just get rid of some of that scratch. That's actually doing pretty good. One thing I don't have, an electric sander. I used to when I was younger. No idea where it went to. Actually, I have an idea. It probably got left at the trailer like a lot of my stuff did. Lost a lot in that time period. Lost a lot of stuff I'll never get back again. Like my high school yearbook. Gone. Still got just a tiny bit of welding spatter, but other than that, not too bad. happy with that. Okay. So now before I get all the deadly poisonous chemicals out, I gotta take a break. I have me a snack. I find that kind of funny. Acetone. I read an olive on here. First aid treatment. Contains acetone. Wow. Go figure. That's like water. Contains water. May or may not contain water. It's wet. I hate the smell of this stuff. Now, one thing I do not like about it is it evaporates so incredibly fast. I should be wearing rubber gloves with this, but I'm not worried about it. Chemicals like this don't bother my skin. Even battery acid, I can pour that on my arm and it doesn't bother me at all. Unless I have an open sore. That's a different story. But, you know, there's not a whole lot that will not hurt when you get it in an open sore. One thing I really think is interesting about this stuff is it evaporates so fast. You get it on your hand, you can actually feel the coolness of it from the evaporating. It's just like rubbing alcohol. You can feel it evaporating. That's why it's used to reduce fevers. As it evaporates so fast, it just takes all the heat right out. Yeah, acetone kind of does the same thing. It's just acetone's a little more deadly than rubbing alcohol. I could use paint thinner with this, but it's possible I might be doing some fiberglassing work, so I'm going to need acetone for that. So I figured I'd go with that. Now I've already got it, and I'm not buying two different things, because paint thinner is about the only thing I would use it for, cleaning this up. After that, I wouldn't have any more uses. Oh, this was stuck. I guess it's coming off with my fingernail. Okay. Fingerprint on the lines, why not? Lord. Now here's the shocker. It's raining. Who would have thunk it? Well, as you can hear, it's another not nice day today. And I don't really want to do any painting. because of the dampness. So I'm going to hang up on that. But I did notice something a couple days ago I wanted to show you. Camera down there. Those are ant trails. Now what I think is kind of cool is normally they just have a hole in the ground. Looks like a little miniature volcano. They kind of build up around it. I've never actually seen trails between more than one hole like this. That's really cool. I thought I'd show that. So I'm gonna go for a tour in the rain on the ES950. But before I do that, I have to get the dimensions of the monster's batteries. So the new place that I'll be getting them from can get the right size for me, because they don't deal with the monster, so they don't know. So that's what I'm doing first. I really hate taking the seat off. It's so heavy. Okay, I'll leave that up. Actually harder putting it back on though. Wow. 11 inches long. Six and a half inches wide. Eight inches tall. Hey, what's that? Ow. There is not any room for expansion. It's as wide as it can go, front to back, the height. Now what I was saying before, the original batteries that I was going to be getting are a couple inches longer, and I thought I could cut this piece out and just put some fiberglass and extend it up the front. However, I'm looking down there, the battery actually fits against it. Just basically it's a steel trough that it's sitting in. So between that gap at the front and the gap at the back, I could only go about a quarter inch bigger. So that's kind of why I wanted to look at this today. Let's get an idea what's going on. You're kind of disappointed, but you know, it is what it is. I go for my rain tour today. It's not bad out, it's actually kind of nice. I'm dressed. I got 2 pairs of waterproof pants on. And I got my sweater and my fleece jacket. I'm sweating just like this. So once I get out in the rain, it'll be better. So I could take my microphone off here. cut down the sound. Okay, got my phone all connected. And this garbage bag is my raincoat. I wear it underneath my jacket or sweater, depending on what I'm wearing. I don't mind getting wet, I don't like getting cold, and I don't know what it's like out there right now as far as rain temperature. I just from the door to here is the only experience I have with that today. So, just to keep me warm, because the water doesn't reach my skin, therefore I don't get cold. Works quite well. No complaints about it. And it seems to be running on the battery fine. Here's my microphone here. They're not quite ready to get rid of that yet. Okay. I'm ready. Ready to go for a drive. Bring the seat in a bit. It is getting a little bit of mud splatter on it. Okay, there we go. I wasn't sure if I was going to have room, so that's why it was still out there. Okay, I'm going to take my microphone off now so it doesn't get wet. I'm not going to use it outside today. I haven't really looked at the forecast. I know there's a lot of rain forecast for today, but as far as when it's supposed to stop, I don't know. Oh. If the rain stops, then I'll finish painting that bar. But it's gonna keep raining, I'm not gonna bother. here's the finished product. Nice and shiny and smooth. Just what I wanted. But before I can put it on, I gotta take these off. Could be interesting doing with one hand or one person. There were two of us originally when we did this. I just gotta find the spot where everything lines up properly. Looks like right about there. Okay, good, looks good. Okay, we're good. You are good. Last one. And there it is. All assembled. Now put the light bar up. Tighten that up later. There we go. Success. Why are you moving like that? Get back in there. Looks good to me. I'll have to figure out the wiring later. So for now, my cameras are on. They're actually up above my head. Higher than they were before. Hoping the camera doesn't get in the way of this one. I'm trying to put this on the other way. There. Now I can get it vertical. Okay. I didn't know it was supposed to rain today. Apparently it is. You can hear it on the shelter. Oof. Okay, so this one here, I think I'm going to turn this one around too. This will be both sort of kind of symmetrical. Yeah. Stick my head out, I can actually feel the rain. Very, very light. You're tight. You're tight. You guys are tight. There. There's my new mouse. Now I just gotta figure out these terminals. And I'll come back and do the wiring. And it's all good to go. So, as of today, this is the state of the monster.